think she was hoping to be back by now, but I think with the weather, she wasn't entirely sure.
Okay. Okay, well, let's get the meeting started at 7 o'clock on the dot. Everybody who's here, state your name. Lee Wessler's here.
Crystal Adams is here.
Jordan
Jean
Stern.
Go ahead, Jordan.
Jordan Stern is here.
Jean Pillow is here.
Hi, Jason Allard's here.
Lori Barefoot's here.
Okay, no alternates to seats. Has anyone had a chance to look at the last month's minutes? And if so, is there a motion to approve?
I've seen the minutes. I motion to approve.
Is there a second?
I'll second it, but I don't think I read them.
Okay. Taking Grace's word of honor. Okay, Grace has shown up, so welcome, Grace. So is there any discussion on the minutes? And if not, all in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Anyone opposed? Anyone abstaining? Okay, motion passes. Hey, Ray, anything you need to bring up? Just your fly on the wall.
Oh, all right. No, I'm just tagging along, listening to see what's going on. Thank you, though.
Okay. Okay, Grace, treasurer's report.
Her microphone isn't on.
Yeah, I see. Grace, can you hear us? And if you can, your microphone's off.
How's that?
That is better.
Okay. We had $1,744 in the budget and $2,193.22 in the special. Okay, go ahead.
Any questions for Grace?
Ray.
Okay, chairperson's report. I gave the town our budget proposal for next year, which is the same as last year. And then I had to write a little essay on what our committee does and what we did last year, what we hope to do next year for the Woodstock Economic Committee.
Okay.
Any communications that anyone wants to bring up?
Yeah, we got a copy of CT Wildlife as always. And we got the request from Eastern Connecticut Conservation District for that $1,000 that is in our budget, which I did approve and send to finance. And we also got from the board and the selectman's office. They are forming a committee to do the POCD, and they're asking if anybody would like to be on this committee. They are up. If you're interested in working on the committee to update the Woodstock's plan of conservation and development, please fill out an application and submit it to the first selectman's office.
I think. Crystal, can you confirm that it was received?
What was received?
I applied to be on the POCD committee,
Okay, good.
Okay.
but I don't know. I never heard back from anybody, so I don't know if it was received.
Crystal, do you know?
Those go to Christine Barroso. I can ask her tomorrow.
Thank you.
When did you send it in? And did you mail it or email it?
I did the online form.
Okay. I'll ask her about it tomorrow.
Thank you.
There you go. Well, I got the same communication, and so Jean can be our representative. on the,
Okay,
on
good.
there. Then we can add it to, old business to get updates. Any other, and welcome Jim, Jim's here.
Um, Sorry,
Crystal.
Jean, when you say you did the online form, did you do the survey that they sent out? Because that's different than being on their committee.
No, I sent in I volunteered to be on the committee.
Like was that a question on the survey?
I don't remember exactly how I did it, but I know that one day I sat there and I said I'd work on that, and we wanted to be kept on communications about the 250th celebration, and
Okay.
you know, so I
I'll
did do
I'll check
something.
with Delia because that sounds like something that was on the survey, and that
Yeah.
would have gone to Delia. So I'll ask her tomorrow.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
The other communication you and I both got, Lee, was about the cell tower.
Well, well, that's, yeah, okay. Yeah, and we can bring that up in DRC,
Yeah,
I guess. Yeah, I mean, we got communications, but from the select, Chandler, but that's all has to do with, DRC stuff. Moving, which we're up to DRC stuff, so gee.
okay. Well, first, we did meet this month. Thank you, Jim and Jason and Lee and Grace for being at the meeting. There were 4 items on the agenda from the request of from the Board of Selectmen, and 1 additional item on the agenda. One was about a review of a potential land transfer to Wyndham Land Trust for the 100 acres. That's address is Perrin Road, but you access it from Quarry Road or Sweetown Road in Pomfret. And then we found that it was not, it's compatible with our plan of open space and conservation. There were 2 other parcels on the south side of Quarry Road that abut Chandler's property. There's 3 parcels there that 2 of which there's no record of who owns the property, but the town says if there's no records, then they have it. It's one of the ones we did the forest plan for. Those 3 parcels are contiguous with the Townsend properties that are part of the Nightingale Forest that Wyndham Land Trust owns, and we approved transferring those properties to Wyndham Land Trust. And there are 2 other parcels that the town owns that are on the north side of Quarry Road, one of which has a driveway through it that was put in kind of illegally, but it's now kind of grandfathered in. It's Ray Morgan's driveway, and we said it would be compatible with our plan of open space and conservation if those properties were sold to the Morgans with a conservation easement. The 4th one for the town was the Muddy Brook Fire Department is on land that apparently never got officially transferred to them. It is on the list as being town owned. So the town wants to give the land to the Muddy Brook Fire Department, and we found that was not incompatible with the plan of conservation, open space and conservation. So those are those 4. And the 5th thing that we talked about was a 5-lot subdivision in Northwest Woodstock, land that's adjacent to property owned by the town of Southbridge Water Company, or water, whatever they call themselves, their water agency. And it was an open space subdivision with an easement along the back border, the eastern border of the property that follows a wetland kind of stream that goes south and eventually goes into Cohasset Brook, which then turns north and goes into Cohasset Reservoir, which is part of their drinking water supply. And the vote was to have that go forward as an open space subdivision with one exception that we heard that the open space be all in one person's name rather than divided up by 3 people, because it'll be easier to monitor the easement. And then the cell tower application, I did get that from Dan Mallow. And he asked if we wanted to comment on it, and if the commission wants to comment on it, then we'll have to set up a meeting for the DRC. What is the opinion of the commission?
Did you get the entire, 55-page proposal? Like we got the
didn't-
notes on the comments.
Whatever you got, Lee, I got.
Dan
Okay.
Malo sent out a second email with the attachments.
Oh, I don't think I got that.
Where is that location in 171?
It's 169.
Oh.
It's
835 Route 169. Not sure where that's toward the academy. It's south of where I am. So toward the academy.
Let me see if I could pull it up. Yeah, minimum supply. I don't think that's what I want.
But there's two, it looks like there's 2 proposals, Gene. The Butts Lane or Butts Road, and then the 169 one.
I'm only seeing, I Googled, I looked and did a search for what I got from Dan Mallow, and the only thing I'm seeing are some notes. There are 2 cell tower proposals.
Yeah, there's 2,
Okay.
but it's someone else's comments. We don't have what she's.
Marla Butts comments, as if I read it correctly.
Yes.
I don't
Yeah.
have the full proposal.
Okay. I mean, he asked us to look it over, but all we got was comments.
Right. I think he sent a second email because I
Yeah.
said, hey, the email you sent, there were no attachments, and I'll have to look in my work email.
Yeah, I'm not sure I received. All I got was the comments. I didn't get a second
Okay, it's a hyperlink.
a hyperlink.
Yeah.
I opened up, it's Gmail, I hate it. Can I share my screen?
Yeah. Well, actually, if you're not having a good connection and buffering and it won't let you open your camera, it may not let you do that, but you can try.
See. Can y'all see that?
Yes.
So this is,
Okay, well, so it's on the town website. We can find it.
Yeah.
Oh,
So anyway, what do you, I think it's germane to our committee to comment on it.
all right,
What do you think?
I haven't looked at it, so yeah, I'm willing to do it.
Yeah, I mean, we've commented on other similar proposals, right?
Yes, we have.
Yeah.
Yeah, one's on 169, one's on 171.
90.
And so 169, yeah.
So is everybody okay if we meet, review it?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay. So Jean, if you can just,
I'm looking at my
with the date.
calendar right now.
Okay.
Hey.
Oh yeah, here's the hyperlink.
Yeah.
You stuck that in there. I was looking and looking. There it is.
All right, so I'm available on the 5th of February. And then I'm going out of town. And I won't be available again until, with all the different holidays and stuff, and town being closed on Fridays. The 18th of February is the next day I'm available after that.
Yeah, so I think that because the
They're
PNC
there.
meeting's on the 20th, so
Yeah,
I'm good on the 5th, if anyone else is.
Is it just gonna be me and Lee, or other people want to be involved?
I may be available. I'm not positive until I check my work schedule.
I won't be able to go on the 5th. I have something that night.
yeah, I can't do the 5th either. I've got concert choir.
That February 5th,
Yeah, yes,
February 5th.
I can be there.
okay,
Cool.
All
you're
right,
all that, you're the important one, Jim, so we're good now.
so I'll set up a meeting at the town hall.
Yep.
On February 5th at 7 o'clock.
Perfect. Anything else, DRC? We had a good meeting. That was a good, I thought that was a really good meeting we had. Okay, so P and Z, I think we're kind of up to date with everything P and Z wise. I just lost my agenda. What's next? Ag Commission.
Well, they did an update to the farms list, which of course is going to go to Delia. And then we had the speaker from NECOG explaining what he's doing for all of the towns. And
Jim, was it Jim?
yes. And but other than that, basically not involving us per se, just on the ask if the people wanted to be on the Conservation and Development Committee.
Okay. Nothing really new for stewardship. I'm right, Jim.
Just I'm not muted, am I?
No, you're good.
I did want to just check in with you. I went to so Jean gave me a list of properties a while ago, and Grace gave me one too. And then I went to town hall today, talked to Christine French, so just sort of I can go back and search properties. But I just wanted to clarify sort of the scope of the task here. As I see it, what we want to do is compile a list of the properties where there is first of all, where there's a conservation easement that private landowners have given an easement to the town, so we can monitor that. We'd also want to look at outright town-owned land that might be used for, well, that are aside from like the school buildings and town buildings, but other town-owned land. Is that the case as well?
Yes.
Okay. The 409 land, we don't have to worry about that. That seems to me that would be the assessor's office would be monitoring whether that's actually being respected as agricultural or forest land, right? So it's really just two categories: the easement, conservation easement, and town-owned land.
Correct.
And then the other question I had, and Lori and I were talking about this, whether I'm not sure if it with the easements, it may be well, if it were and maybe I've looked at what some other towns have done, and they've taken like the various, usually it's town-owned lands, they put together like a written report that's updated regularly, including photos, like aerial photos. So if we had the capability of using, you know, drones to monitor it, if that were another way of sort of taking a look at any encroachments or any, you know, things like dumping or things like that.
Jim, I can show you how to use the GIS the town has, but
Okay,
property boundaries on the GIS are not totally accurate, especially the back boundaries. So it's kind of hard to use it that way, but I can show you how to use aerial imagery to look in and kind of get an idea. I mean, you'd see gross encroachment,
Yeah.
but you're not going to get a lot of information through drones, just because you won't have the parcel line there to see that where it actually is.
right,
But
yeah,
I could show you some things.
Oh,
okay,
bet you could.
I can meet you at the town hall and it someday to go through that.
that would be good, okay. And then, and I guess just looking at the finished product, I guess, if we had identified especially the parcels with easements, conservation easements, then we'll identify the contiguous landowners. And eventually get volunteer stewards, people who would take a look at it at least annually and report to us.
Yes.
And all
Okay.
that's available on the GIS.
Okay, great. Okay, well, I can talk to Eugene about, you know, scheduling a time to meet, and we can do that. Yeah,
Okay.
hopefully make some progress before our next meeting. No
Okay.
promises.
Anything's better than what we've done for the last 20 years. So.
Okay,
Ye-
well, yeah, I know, and that's why I just wanted to get a sort of clear idea of what the finish, you know, what the goal is here. And that's helpful.
Hey, thanks, Jim.
Okay,
Pollinator pathway, Gene?
The garden club asked for me to table the pollinator pathway display at a symposium that's being scheduled for April 5 at Quinebaug Valley. I don't know what they call it. The community college at Quinebaug Valley. They changed the name. There's going to be a all-day symposium on a Saturday, and I'll table the pollinator pathway display that we put together at their request. We do need to schedule for the spring to do some work at the Memorial Garden because of the knotweed.
Okay. Any questions for Gene? Crystal, Sustainable Connecticut?
I don't have a report. Nothing to report there.
And then Maura's not here for the dirt roads. Anyone else have any comments on the dirt roads?
Well, I know she's working on a grant right now, a grant application. So I kind of was giving her information to put into the grant.
Yeah, excellent. Anyone have any other old business that I'm missing? So if not, then we move on to new business. Anyone go to any workshops or know of any workshops coming up?
I know that the Connecticut Flower and Garden Show is coming up in February. And on Friday afternoon at 2:00, Doug Talamay is speaking. He's the guy who wrote Nature's Best Hope. So I will be attending that. That's the 21st of February.
Okay, I got a couple things. January 28th, the Sierra Club is having an online, that's tomorrow, an online webinar on methane pipelines, climate change, and what comes next. Is there anyone, 7 p.m.? And then the other one is Wyndham Land Trust, March 26th, 7 p.m. Steward and member special meeting. This is probably just to me because I belong to the Wyndham Land Trust.
I was asked by Wyndham Land Trust to be the steward for the property known as Zealandia, which was donated by Bette Zimmerman. It is property where Muddy Brook comes into Roseland Lake, so the only way you could assess it is by kayak. So I accepted that.
Nice. Okay, I get a lot of emails because I'm on a lot of conservation stuff, and I can never tell which is because I'm chairperson or because I belong to these things. So that's, anyone else have anything else?
There's, I noticed that there's the Connecticut Land Conservation Conference,
Yeah,
Yeah, that's March, isn't it?
March 22nd.
yes. We announced that either last month or the month before. Yeah, it looks good. But I think I have a medical conference then.
Oh, that's just work, Lee. That's not important stuff. No, only kidding.
Jordan,
I may be able to do that, so.
Good.
Not sure yet.
Okay.
Jordan, I have a question.
Yes.
So let me know what's happening between County Road and County Road between 171, 169 and Woodstock Avenue?
Yes, they're redoing the bridge.
They took down all those trees and everything?
Yeah, they have to redo the bridge, the culvert. There's a culvert for North Running Brook. And they're going to have to replace the culvert, so they had to do work to prepare for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was wondering that myself, but it looked like it was, they knew what they were doing because they put in some platform, like a dirt platform there.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone have anything else? So we can move on to open discussion. Lori,
I don't have any
Okay.
new.
Jim,
Nope. Nothing.
Jordan, anything else? Jean?
Just that I've been on multiple occasions spotting an eagle on 171 in South Woodstock. It's probably one of the pair that has a nest in Putnam, and it's always nice to see them.
Yes. Crystal?
Nope, nothing.
Jason?
Nope, nothing.
Ray, do you have anything to bring to this august body? Ray?
He's ignoring us.
It
Yeah.
was more his mic.
Ray, you're muted if you're saying anything, but we really could use another member. You're coming to the meetings, you might as well put it on your resume. Grace, anything?
No, just that Lori needs to get rid of the knotweed behind her in her view. Please, please.
Grace, I was wondering when someone would notice it.
Honest to God. Oh, Lord.
That's been there for 3 meetings.
I know. Trust me, I know.
Knotweed's good eating.
All right, I got it.
Oh, Ray.
Yes, I'm
There
sorry.
he is.
I'm sorry. I've been sitting here trying to turn it on. I couldn't figure out how to turn it on. If you don't mind, I got a couple comments.
Sure.
I noticed, I am happy you guys kind of shut it down pretty quick. I did notice Jim brought up about putting drones over town-owned conservation land. I think that would be a big mistake because it gives up a lot of privacy that some people have. What if you're sitting out there in your pool and a drone flies over? And being the property lines kind of messed up a little bit a lot of times. So that I don't think as a resident, I don't think nobody's gonna wanna see a drone fly over. I know they gotta do it. They might be going to it with the GPS. And the second thing is, do you guys have some kind of written policy about going on and inspecting the town-owned conservation land? Reason being is, like I said, I think there should be some kind of written where you're given 2 weeks notice so the owner knows that somebody will be walking around on the land, because a lot of it is abutting property and you don't know what could be happening on the land. Yeah, I didn't know if you guys have some kind of written policy, or should we be working on some kind of written policy where you give like 2 weeks notices, hey, that way you meet with the owner, you guys can walk the whole land, and because once you come onto the land, there is this insurance thing. What if you fall and break your leg on the log or something, So
Yeah.
there's a lot of things we got to think about, which I'm all for that, because that's exactly what you want to do with the conservation. You want to inspect the land, and we would be, and mostly we more than willing to let you in there, but we have to just kind of have some kind of notice and everybody be on the same page. Just, God forbid you show up and now you got a stranger walking through a piece of land,
Yeah,
It's-
so usually that's, usually it's not town owned, right? It's someone's private property already,
Yes.
but they've given some portion of, they've, provided some kind of easement. So,
Yes. That does
I'm
not-
certain, I'm not the expert here, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that in every single case, we're actually gonna get permission to go on the property first. I don't know, and Jim maybe is working on a policy about what the time frame would be, but I don't think that we ever would or can just show up on someone's private property to
Never.
inspect.
That's exactly what I was saying. That's good, because I didn't.
Now,
I
tr-
I do have a couple
Traditionally-
of comments as well.
Okay.
Just for what they're worth, I think you'd probably rather have a drone than people walking on the property if a drone could take the place, because you
No.
probably wouldn't even know a drone was
Yeah.
there. But a
Yeah.
drone is only useful in the winter. Right now with the leaf cover gone, it's the only time you'd be able to inspect appropriately with a drone. And you could also get permission from a property owner to do that, but you don't legally need to do that. And it's like a 1 minute up, take a quick picture, and you're done.
Yeah.
Versus someone coming onto the property. But that's just a discussion of pros and cons, drone versus someone coming on physically.
Yeah, we would need, it would be both. You'd want to, from the ground, walk around the perimeter. And, we do, we've talked about this before. We would let somebody know we're coming well before we get, we wouldn't just, surprise somebody. We'd send them a notice or a phone call and make sure that they know we're coming and they're available. And then to do the drone, they would, I anticipate they would be standing next to us if we sent a drone up. So they'd be on board.
First, I think the drone goes over the property line into somebody else's. So you did, being in Woodstock, I think a lot of people give up certain privacy once you throw a zone up in the air. And I have no problem. I'm just glad that you guys did mention that there is a communication before somebody walks the property, because
Yeah.
and that's what I was looking for. So thank
If
you.
I speak, this is Jean. Years ago, we came up with a protocol on what would be entailed in doing a walk on a property. There's notebooks that we have that we would be filling out for each property, and we'd have to notify the property owners that we're going to be on the property. There's a whole protocol that was developed that years ago, we just haven't followed through and done it. So.
And I
Um,
do believe both Beth and Maura have copies of that they followed, because they, as recently as maybe a year and a half ago, I know Beth had some of them, and I'm not sure, if they had it written down or
No.
again.
Oh,
you know,
that's so that's good. You guys already have something in place. I'll probably just run to the town hall and grab a copy of that. But thank you. I appreciate it.
But as I said, Ray, good suggestions, and we certainly could use you officially on the committee.
It's gonna continue to recruit.
I was trying to get Aunt Pam this afternoon, so.
I got another 5 years to retirement, then I could do something, but thank you.
We'll keep trying. So anyone have anything else for the good of the order? And if not, is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
Okay, we're officially adjourned.
Jean, who
Um,
was the second? I'm sorry.
Jordan.
Or-
Huh?
Jordan,
Jordan.
Jordan, okay. And just because I was late coming on, I'm sorry. I have down Lee, Crystal, Jean, Jim, Jason, Lori, myself. Did I leave anybody off?
That's
Okay.
8. Yep.
there's 8 of us, so you got 8.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I've got 7.
Say Jordan.
Lee, Lori, Jim, Crystal, Jean, Jordan, Jason, Grace.
Jordan, okay, got it. Thank you. Sorry
Great.
for that. And I just want to say, Crystal, thank you a million for getting out the agenda. For those of you who don't know, I was in Florida and life was very involved.
You're welcome, Grace. I'm happy I could help.
So
Thank
tell us,
you.
Grace, how was the weather in Florida?
It was horrific.
Did
It
You
was,
come
know
back
where
up here
you
to warm
were?
up?
I was in Jacksonville.
Oh,
We
you got
didn't
snow?
get snow,
Oh.
but it was 28 degrees. And my son turned around and said, "Don't forget, Mom, we have to leave the water running." I almost flipped. But other than that, it was fine.
Well, glad you got back safe.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, everybody, have a good month.
Thanks.
Bye.
I'll
Nice.
see.
I'll
Jean-
send out the agenda and I'll see those that come to the meeting.
Okay.
Okay,
Great.
bye-bye.
Good night. Ah.